Okay, well, hello, my name is Karla Boyd, and life before connections and didn't affordable housing was pretty stressful. I had been on the streets for 25 years. I had mental issues, and I had an addiction that I had no knowledge of how to fix. I was homeless for 25 years on the streets of Dallas. Growing up, I had no idea since I was a little girl that I was mentally ill. And back then, you know, a lot of people didn't recognize mental illness. I ended up on the streets after a, severe home invasion and losing, my great-great-grandmother. And so I ended up on the streets for 25 years. I was in abusive relationships, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I was on drugs. For 25 years, I was just walking around. Same clothes on for weeks, hungry, doing everything and anything I could to survive. And I did that for 25 years. One day, after leaving another abusive women's shelter, because I was always running from something in my life. I was always trying to find help, but I just didn't know, quite how to get it. This abusive shelter was called Friends of the Family in Denton. I'm new in Denton. I had no clue about anybody in Denton, and I would always go back from Dallas to Denton for almost 6 months until finally the Friends of the Family, an abusive women's shelter here in Denton, addressed the Connections program with me. And the Connections program is a program for homelessness and mentally ill. And women and men like me that have been on the streets for a substantial amount of time and that are willing, to take suggestions on how to get their lives together. A lot of units in Denton or anywhere else for that sake would not accept me because of my background history. And that's when DAHC came in, Denton Affordable Housing. And what they did was Connections called up, Denton Affordable Housing and said, hey, can you help Miss Boyd because she has nowhere else to go. No other units will accept her. But through the grace of God, DAHC, Denton Affordable Housing, say, hey, let's give her a chance. The Connections program and Denton Affordable Housing, and gave me another chance in a new way of living. And, ever since then, about 9 or 10 years ago, I've been with Denton Affordable Housing, and, Jacob and Carrie and Jennifer and even the maintenance man, Chris, have been so supportive, to me. If there's any issues that I have in my life concerning my unit, the people at Denton Affordable Housing are there for me. DAHC is not going to just kick you out. They're going to work with you and see what they can do to help you be stronger and better in any mistake or any situation that you have. And that's why I love, Denton Affordable Housing, because they have completely turned my life around, a 360-degree turnaround. And for that, I'm grateful. So my goal right now is just to keep prayer in my life and to keep a strong connection with God and with my family. And so, it's not just a apartment unit for me here at DAHC. It's more than that. DAHC is like family to me.